to another math video. Today we're working on 4th grade Go Math lesson 9.4, which can be found on page 371. Today we're going to be working on relating fractions, decimals, and money. So we're finally going to pull in those real life situations where we're going to be using fractions and decimals and relate it to the one thing that decimals affect most probably is money. So with that being said, let's go ahead and dive straight in. Okay, so this is the page. As you can see, lesson 9.4, relate fractions, decimals, and money, found in your Go Math books. And let's just jump in and unlock the problem. So it says, together Julie and Sarah have $1 in quarters. They want to share the quarters equally. How many quarters should each girl get? How much money is this? So there's two girls. You have $1 in quarters, and they want to share the quarters. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at their model. Well, let's look at the remember first. It says, remember, $1 is 100 cents. 1 quarter is 25 cents. 1 dime is 10 cents, and 1 penny is 1 cent. Good little friendly reminder for basic money understanding. So it says, use the model to relate money, fractions, and decimals. 4 quarters equals $1, which is the same as writing it $1 like this, right? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 quarters, each at 25 cents, and they all equal $1. If 1 quarter is 25 hundredths, because remember, $1 is equal to 100 cents, and 1 quarter, 25 cents. So 1 quarter is 25 over 100. 2 quarters are 50 hundredths, or 2/4, or 1/2, however you want to look at it, of $1. So again, we have 2 quarters, which is 25 hundredths plus 25 hundredths, equals 50 hundredths. Now 50 is half of 100, which is how we get 1/2. Half of $1 equals 50 cents, or 50 cents, whichever way you want to write it. Either way, it's 50 cents. So it says circle the number of quarters, the number of quarters each girl should get. Well, if we just do this, 2 quarters go to Julie, and 2 quarters go to Sarah. So each girl should get 2 quarters, or 50 cents. Notice we're writing it just like we did yesterday in lesson 9.3. So 50 hundredths, because we have 100 cents, or it could be a possible of 100 cents, but we have 50 of them. 50 hundredths as a decimal, 50 hundredths, which is 50 cents. So let's go ahead and look at these examples down here on the bottom. It says use money to model decimals. We have $1. $1 is also 100 cents, so it represents a flat. Guess what? The whole thing is shaded in, which means we have either 100 cents, or if you wanted to write it as, $1 or 100 over 100, whatever, they all mean the same thing. You're representing this amount, so $1 is 100 cents. The second one says 10 dimes is equal to $1. 1 dime is equal to 1/10, or 10 cents of a dollar. Guess what? 10 cents of a dollar is 10 over 100. If we're going to write that as a decimal, we have 0.10. 10 hundredths equals 10 cents. And the third one, we have 100 pennies equals $1. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 stacks of 10 pennies. So each one of these has 10. And they're letting us know that 1 penny equals 1/100th, or 0.01 cent of a dollar. So they shaded in one of these squares to represent 1 unit cube in this flat, which can be written as 0.01, or 1 cent, or 1 over 100. Again, all are viable answers. but we're just doing this to show what 1 cent is. So with that being said, let's go ahead and flip the page. Now we're on page 372, and we're going to go a little bit further. At the top of the page, it says, relate money and decimals. Think of dollars as ones, dimes as tenths, and pennies as hundredths. So again, dollars are your ones place. See, we have ones and dollars, our 5 in tenths, and our 6 in hundredths, which again, dimes, pennies. So we have each dollar goes in the ones place, each tenth is a dime, and each hundredth is a penny. So we have $1.56, $1.56, $1, 5 dimes, 6 pennies, 1, 5 tenths, 6 hundredths. Both represent the same number, just using different terms. So let's go ahead and do more examples down here on the bottom. Shade the decimal model to show the money amount. Then write the money amount and a fraction in terms of dollars. Okay. First things first, we have a dime. Looks like 2 nickels and a penny. So this one's worth 10, 5, 5, and 1. Okay? So add it all together, and we have a total of 21 cents. But we need to draw this we need to be able to represent this in the model. So each one of these bars is 10. So I have 20, so I'm going to fill in 2 of these bars. And then I have 1 left over, so I fill in the top. Now we're going to write it as money. So dollars, we have $0 and 21 cents. Another way you could write 21 cents is like this, but again, more often than not, we are going to see it written like this, and we're going to write it this way as well. Next one, B, we have, you know what I did? Well, it's fine. This dollar, remember, this dollar is worth 100. It's more worth 100 when we're looking at these flats. Then we have a 25, a 10, and a 1. A quarter, 2 dimes, and a penny. So for this, we have 100. We're just going to, real fast, that whole thing needs to be shaded in. For the sake of time, it's not going to be beautiful. And now we're going to add all these together to see how much we're going to shade in here. So we have 25 plus 10 is 35, plus 10 is 45, plus 1 is 46 total. So because each one of these full bars is worth 10, I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 of these. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 4 full bars and then 6 unit cubes. So it comes to $1.46 or 1 and 46 hundredths dollars. But again, more often than not, we are going to see it written this way when talking about money. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. Try this part together, and then after this, we will have some time to try some on our own. So try this. Complete the table to show how money, fractions, mixed numbers, and decimals are all related. So they gave us some information, right? So looking at this top one, we have a decimal, which is 3 hundredths, and money, which is 3 cents. So decimal 3 hundredths, just by saying it, we know it's 3 over 100. Then, to say how much bills and coins we have, we would have 3 pennies, because each penny is 1/100th of a dollar. Next up, they gave us the money amount and the fraction or mixed number. So they gave us 25 hundredths or 1/4. So the decimal is going to be 0 and 25 hundredths or 0.25. For our money amount, we will have 1/4 because a quarter is worth 25 cents. Next up, they gave us the bills and coins, and they gave us the fraction or mixed number. So for this one, we have 2 quarters and 1 dime. I know 2 quarters are 50 cents, 1 dime is 10 cents, so we have 60 cents total. So we're going to write it this way, 60 cents, and that fits in here because we have 60 hundredths, which as a decimal would be written the same way without the dollar sign. So always remember, when you're writing a number as a decimal, quite often the decimal and the money amount are going to be the exact same, unless you get into decimals that have really long numbers after them. They're going to be the exact same as the money amount. So 0.03, 3 hundredths, and 3 cents, both written the same way, and same for the other ones as well. Our final one, it says 2 $1 bills and 5 nickels. So we have $2 and 5 nickels. A nickel is worth 5 cents, and we have 5 of them, so we do 5 times 5 to get 25 cents. So our money amount comes to $2.25. Now we're going to write this as a mixed number because we have 2 whole dollars. So $2 and 25 hundredths. So 25 hundredths. The way I got 25 hundredths is I see the 5 is in the hundredths place, so I take this number and I put it over 100 to get 25 hundredths. Next part, the decimal. This is another one where the decimal and the money amount match up minus the dollar sign. So we have 2 and 25 hundredths, or 2.25. And just like that, we have compared decimals with fractions. We have converted it to money, and we've had some better understanding of how it all works together. So I had a bit of the technical difficulty there at the end, but just wanted to say one more thing. Make sure you stick around to the end of the video where some questions will be added on to the end of the Edpuzzle. If you're watching this on YouTube, then it's not on the Edpuzzle, but you can find the same video on Edpuzzle with 6 questions at the end to test your knowledge and figure out if you understand or not. So with that being said, enjoy and have a great day.